I want to troubleshoot this further before we make any changes. I don't have the exact error code top of mind, but I can look it up. I don't have the dashboard on hand, but I can pull it up. I'd like to get a better understanding of the issue before we take action. I don't remember the exact command, but I can Google it. I don't have the customer details on hand, but I can check the ticket. Let me review the context before I commit to a solution. I don't have the acceptance criteria top of mind, but I can review the story. I don't have the Slack thread on hand, but I can search for it. I'd like to research this a little more before we decide. I don't know the answer off the top of my head, but I can check and follow up. I don't have the exact metric top of mind, but I can pull it from the dashboard. I don't have the migration plan on hand, but I can find it. I want to validate the data before we move forward. I don't have the dependency list top of mind, but I can look it up.
Before we decide on an approach, I'd like to look into this a bit more. I don't have the answer off the top of my head right now, but I can look into it. I don't have the ticket number top of mind now, but I can look it up. I don't have the document on hand, but I can find it later after the meeting. I'd like to take a closer look at the framework before we commit to this solution. I don't remember the exact error message, but I can look for it in the logs. I think we should investigate this more before moving forward with the implementation. I don't have the exact numbers on hand right now, but I can pull them up. Let me take a moment to think about this before I give a recommendation. I don't have those exact details top of mind right now, but I can check.
I want to dig into the issue first, so we understand what's actually causing it. I don't have the precise link on hand, but I can look for it. I don't have the exact link handy, but I'll find it for you. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I can search for it and follow up. I'd like to explore a few options before we choose a direction. I don't have that information on hand, so I'll need to check. I don't have the documentation link handy, but I can look for it. I may need a little more time to think this through. I don't want to give a rushed answer, so let me look into it first. I think we need to troubleshoot this further before deciding what the fix should be. I don't have the exact numbers top of mind, but I can check it. Let me research this a bit more and come back with a recommendation. I don't have the latest update on hand, but I can confirm it and follow up. I don't know the exact syntax, but I can look it up. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I can dig into it and follow up. I want to validate the assumptions here before we start building. I don't have the context top of mind right now, so I'd like to review it first. Let me spend some time with this and come back with a clearer answer. I don't have the file handy, but I can grab it and share it with the team. I'd like to get more context around this before we take action. I don't remember the ticket ID, but I can search for it in Jira. I may need to review the details first before I can say for sure. I don't have the exact date top of mind, but I can pull it up. I want to understand the problem better before jumping into a fix. I don't have the report on hand, but I can send it over later. I'm not sure what that package does, but I can Google it. I don't have the final decision top of mind, so let me review the notes first. I don't have the screenshot on hand, but I can look for it in the thread. I don't know the answer off the top of my head, but I can look into it. I don't have the requirements on hand right now, so I'll need to double check. I'd like to review the details before we commit to an implementation. I don't have the Jira link on hand, but I can find it and share it. I don't have the exact commit top of mind, but I can look it up. Before we start building, I'd like to investigate the issue a little more. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I can check the documentation. I don't have the logs on hand right now, but I can pull them up.
Let me think through the options before we choose a direction. I'd like to dig into the root cause before we decide on a fix. I don't have the meeting notes top of mind, but I can review them. I don't have the test results on hand, but I can look them up.
I may need to spend more time with this before I can give a confident answer. I don't want to jump to conclusions, so let me investigate this first. I don't have the exact API response top of mind, but I can check it. I don't have the design doc on hand, but I can find it. I'd like to understand the trade-offs before we commit to this approach. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I can look it up and follow up. I don't have the production logs on hand, but I can pull them after this. Let me take a closer look before I make a recommendation. I think we should explore a couple of options before moving forward. I don't have the exact endpoint top of mind, but I can search for it. I don't have the spreadsheet on hand, but I can grab it. I'd like to review the framework more carefully before adopting it. I don't have the release date top of mind, but I can check. I don't have the pull request on hand, but I can look for it. I may need to think this through a bit more before giving an answer. I don't have the spec on hand right now, but I can share it once I find it. Let me dig into this more before we decide what to implement. I don't have the branch name top of mind, but I can check it. I don't have the config file on hand, but I can look for it. I'd like to compare a few approaches before we pick one. I don't remember the exact package name, but I can search for it. I don't have the timeline on hand, but I can confirm it. I need a little time to think through the implications here. I don't have the previous decision top of mind, so I'd like to check the notes. I don't have the database query on hand, but I can pull it up. I want to investigate the behavior more before calling it a bug. I don't have the deployment details top of mind, but I can check. I don't have the email thread on hand, but I can look for it. Let me take a closer look at the implementation before we move forward. I don't know the exact version off the top of my head, but I can look it up. I don't have the roadmap handy, but I can find it. I'd like to troubleshoot the failing case before deciding on the fix. I don't have the environment details top of mind, but I can check. I don't have the reference link on hand, but I can search for it. Let me research the framework a bit more before we adopt that approach. I don't have the final numbers handy right now, but I can pull them together.